So, first question, what does the writer have to say about how race is connected to class? What would you say?
Race is connected to class. Well, in the beginning, it talked about how he stood by the um, the I don't know, his thoughts of how if you're black, and um, how he explained the line about Malcolm X and
Yeah.
what is a black man with a PhD and is still you're still a black man no matter what. And it's until later on in the article where he talks about how this guy talks about being black and middle class because now it's like 20 years have passed and now he has a house, car, and like whatever. And now he's thinking of like it's not more like race doesn't well race does have to do with him being in the middle class, but uh well let me get a train of thought. Do you have anything to say about this?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I think he kind of changes as he goes. Like you said, he talks about at the beginning, like if you're black, you're black. It doesn't matter what you've done. If you are successful, whatever, you're black, you're black. But then, like you said, he even mentions like having a swing set in the backyard, like just living like a normal life. Um, sorry, 1 sec. Let me write this down. So not really like, well, maybe like it's changed, but kind of like that you have to work for it. Maybe is that what he's trying to get at? Anything else you'd add onto that?
Uh, no, not really.
Okay. So the second question is, what difficulties are there with being both black and the middle class?
Being black and middle class.
Yeah. Um, kind of going off like maybe more my personal opinion. Um, you look at, let's use for example like LeBron James, okay, professional athlete, obviously not in the middle class. Um, he lives, I mean, obviously a very different life from a normal middle class African American, you know. Um, he's gonna have difficult or different things than your average working class, middle class, whatever you want to call it. Um, but sorry, I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight. I'm getting all over the place. I couldn't even remember what I was trying to say. Basically, that in the middle class anywhere, it's gonna be like, you know, that's your average person in the middle class, and so you add on top of that trials or whatever comes along with being black per se, if that still exists like that. I'm trying to find the wording.
There's a section in the article I was reading. I don't know, it's like green, it's like in the middle, and it says talks about how he was in graduate school, and he said the white professor told him, "Well, but you're not really black. I mean, you're not disadvantaged."
Yeah.
In his mind, my lack of wisdom status disqualified me from the race itself. More recently, I complimented my black student for speaking response, reasonably correct English, proper English, as he put it. But I don't know if I really want to talk like that. He went on. But why not? I asked. Because I wouldn't be black no more. He replied with a pause. So it's like, and in the previous paragraphs before that, it talked about how the poor blacks, the lower class blacks, were like turning against the middle class blacks because they're like, oh, you forget your roots and where you come from, how all this kind of stuff, and how you've become, uh, how should I put it? How you've become privileged, I guess.
Yeah. That's I think the point I was trying to get to with like mentioning LeBron James or like professional athletes or movie stars, whatever. Um, they like I mean, they try to remember where they came from, but they obviously live a completely different life. And
Yeah.
so those people who are where they like started, like LeBron James started as nobody. You know, growing up he had nothing and then he made a name for himself, but like it just shows that um with different classes there's different struggles, and then the lower class is going to say, oh, the middle class or upper class, they
Uh-huh.
don't realize or they just forgot about where they came from or stuff like that, you know?
I totally agree.
Just drop my phone. Um,
You drop your phone, the first thing you check is the screen crack.
yeah, I looked right at it to see if I cracked it. We're
I
good.
do the same thing too.
um,
I don't know. Okay, you ready for the last question?
just about. I'm just typing a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. Last question.
Last
What expectations do whites and or blacks have about black people? Interesting question.
do whites and or black people have uh, expectations about black people?
I mean, I think there's a much different opinion on what. I mean, I want to be careful in saying this, but I think there's a different expectation that whites have about black people than what black people have about black people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, depending on what white person you're talking to, but they would have an expectation, they would think of, like gay black people, different things like that that are oftentimes associated with um, black people, I guess. But I don't know. What would you say?
I don't know. It's like I don't want to say anything to like you know, it's especially the whites and or blacks and all of that. I think the stigma is that black people are well back then black people were a minority, which they still are, but they were like I don't want to say that, but they were like uneducated for that way. Uneducated people, they were they were just meant to be laborers, low class, and that was that. But then I guess as we see today, we have progressed to where some of the black people are some of the richest people in the world. So um, I think that's my take on it. It's depends which era you come from is how you perceive it. Like now it's like a black person is just a black person. It's not nothing different. But back then, I was like a black person is either I own that person or that person is an uneducated person that's supposed to do nothing. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good.
Good.
Yeah. We're right on the page, so we're good.
Right on. Right on. Okay.
Oh, man. All right.
All right.
Link, and I'll send the thing.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.